Hi guys, hope you're all well. Welcome to the magic of April time. So, very strange times we're in at the moment. But let's focus on all the good stuff, all the positive energy, and let's stay focused on where we need to be. So, just coming on, guys, to do my Tarot Monthly sort of spread for the magic of April. As ever, I'll do the stop, start, and continue, followed by a witch's rune, which will be an overall blessing for this month. And hopefully, it will just give some advice, it will just give some help during these sort of times for everybody. How's everyone's hands doing at the moment? My hands, despite using lots of sort of hand cream, they are so, I don't know if you can see that there, they're so dry. Probably doesn't show up very well on this video, but they're really dry at the moment. And I know obviously it's really important, we must be washing our hands, we must continue doing that, but it's just like, because we're having to do them so much, they are feeling quite raw at the moment. Okay guys, so let's just go with the magic of this and sort of see what happens, and I hope this video will help and it will resonate for some of you lovelies at this time. Okay, so what we've got to stop doing then, we go into the Seven of Cups. Don't know if you can see that too well there. So the Seven of Cups is a card of feeling overwhelmed. It's getting very caught into the fear factors of everything. You know, the fear of perhaps losing a job, the fear of your financial security, the fear of your home, all of these sorts of things. And that's really amplifying on the surface. But I think what's really important is to hold space and see beneath that initial sort of theatrical energy that's being presented to the world. So below the surface of that, there's something deeper going on. And within this card, we've got the death of something here because we've got the skull. And I feel that's the death of the way the world once was. I think when we come out the other side of this coronavirus, we are all going to be on some level have become awoken, and I don't think we can, no longer go back to sleep. It's almost like in the past people may have buried their heads in the sand with things and all the rest of it, and I think this situation now is going to really make people appreciate things in a completely different space and a completely different time. So in a lot of ways we're actually going into the awakening of a new world. Now in this card as well we've got this mask, and whether you believe in conspiracy theories or not is cool, that's your choice, it's your thing. But I really feel from a personal place that this coronavirus has been man-made. I think has been brought to the surface to do a few things. I think the world as we know is overpopulated, and I think part of it is a culling. I think it's trying to kill some people off. That's one part of it. I also feel the deeper roots, they want to sort of really push and launch 5G. And as a lot of people are already aware and know, 5G is quite dangerous. There's a lot of sort of stuff going on around that. And, I was chatting to somebody about this the other day and they said, no, Mitch, that's just a conspiracy theory, that's in your head and all this stuff. And I think when you sort of look, not just with the physical eyes, but the third eye, everything starts to click in, there's a bigger picture, everything's starting to happen. And just this morning I was chatting to a friend of mine on Facebook Messenger, and she lives in a very quiet small little village, the next village along from where I live in Martok, and she's just sort of told me this morning that there's literally a 5G mast going up outside her home, and it's like, whoa, okay. And the government are saying at the moment that only essential workers should be doing stuff. How is that essential in a very small little village? So whether you believe, whether you sort of want to acknowledge that or not, that's your free will. But I think to not be aware of something bigger going on is quite foolish, to be honest, because we are all now in a time where the government, as we know, is quite corrupt and everything, it's quite chaotic anyway, and we can choose to stay asleep or we can choose to wake up. We've been through some really big recessions and times of uncertainty. Money wasn't being pumped out, money wasn't being offered then. We're now being told wherever possible, stay in your homes. Obviously we know why that is on the surface, But really, why is that? You know, is that so these 5G masks can be going up here, there and everywhere, and whatever else they're trying to sort of pump out into the world? And I think keep an open mind, but certainly be aware. So as far as this goes as a stop card, we really have to stop feeding into the fear, stop feeding into the demands of the media, because a lot of that is scare tactic. A lot of that is to keep everybody in their sort of rows, you know, so that people don't stand up, they don't voice their opinions, they don't rebel. It's trying to keep the masses contained. And, you know, there is this fear factor around everything, of course there is, but fear does one of two things. We forget everything and run, or we face everything and we rise. And now more than ever before, the light workers, the healers, the followers of the old ways, our magic, our energy is needed. This is what we've come here to do, I believe, and it's about all of us now playing our part. And I've actually had it recently where I've been sharing some articles on Facebook, and then I found out that they've not been real or they've been fake news. There's a lot of fake news going around, guys. So do your research, don't believe everything you're seeing. And I'm deleting a lot of stuff because I'm finding when I'm researching it that it's just bullshit, it's not true. So be very careful with what's getting put around there at the moment. Okay, but look and see things with the physical eyes as well as the third eye, but stop feeding into the fear. That's what we must do. Yes, we might all feel overwhelmed, we might feel suffocated by what's happening. The key thing here, let's not lose our focus, let's not lose our head. And like I say, anybody not wanting to see that there's a huge sort of dinosaur in the room or an elephant in the room, you may choose to sort of stay in the dark, but you might find you get burnt and come off worse. I think this is a time where we all need to start seeing the reality of what things truly are for themselves, you know. Now the start card, guys, that April time offers, this is a really great positive card, and we go into the magic and the power of the Chariot. So the Chariot is about moving forward. So yes, we might be in isolation, yes, we might be in lockdown, but there's still great things that can be done. I mean, for myself, I'm doing a lot of cleaning at the moment. We're getting the place really scrubbed up, deep clean, and that's energetically very good as well, because it's sort of moving our energy forward. It's clearing out anything stagnated, you know. Knowing and trusting that when we're through this coronavirus, we're all going to need to move forward in a much more positive, much more powerful space and time. Sort of, we've got the yin and yang energy here, the black and white way of life, and moving past that. Okay, so it's really important to not lose your head, stay focused on where you want to be in life, don't get caught up in the initial blockage or the initial objective. Stay focused, see past it. So this is a time when we all need to really, really dig deep and really not lose our mental sort of space, because I know for a lot of us our mental place is being really tested at the moment. So more than ever before, feel into the energies of music. Pump your favourite music up loud. Music is known to keep the immune system high and keep it on a positive frequency, whereas with the previous card, fear, it attacks the immune system, it keeps it weak. So it's really doing all you can energetically to keep yourself focused so we can all move forward in a more positive way as and when the opportunity presents itself. Okay, so staying focused on whatever your goals and your opportunities are from life, they can all still be reached, they can all still be obtained. Things might tweak timescale wise, but there's no reason why those things can't still become reality if you want them to be. And the conclusion card, or the continue card, is the Knight of Cups. So when knights come in, they come in to honour, to protect, or to defend something. So in this case, it's the cup. So it's our emotional state of play, being honoured, being protected. And as you look here, the knight is in full armour, and the cup of life is full of wonder, full of opportunity. So even if you're having a down day, a dark day, that's fine, have those times, but don't allow that to rob space, don't allow that to take everything from you. And knowing and trusting that this knight wants to come in to keep your thought process balanced, keep it full. See your cup of life full of opportunity, don't see it as half empty. So there will be great times to come. For those of us that are, involved in magic or manifestation work, this is a great time to stay focused on sort of sending out what you want to receive back from the universe and from the world. And as time comes on, it can all be obtained, it can be reached for you. Okay, so don't give away your power. This is sort of saying continue to stand tall, to stand proud within your power. And it's so easy, isn't it? I've known a load of friends recently that are sleeping time away. Quite a few people are drinking heavily. Some people are just watching TV. It's all the very low sort of energies. And what we need to do is try and move away from that, you know. Really keep tapping into your creativity. So if you've got colouring in books and things of this nature, do that. Do something to just keep the mind active, keep it sort of balanced. Don't get caught up in the suppression of everything, because that's really what's happening. This coronavirus, another sort of way of us being in self-isolation is suppression for us. It's keeping us suppressed and low, and we need to keep our energy high, we need to keep it bouncy, we need to keep it raised up. So keep doing what you need to do, okay, to stay focused. So these are very interesting cards. It's a very interesting time of change. So just to recap briefly before we look at the Witch's Rune, stop feeding into the fear, the media of everything. The best way, if you're getting sort of fearful and scared, just turn the telly off, because it's literally everywhere. It's on TV, social media, everywhere on our phones. There's no getting away from it. So this is about sometimes us having to physically pull the plug and disconnect from it, okay? The Start card, let's keep our energy positive, let's keep focused, let's keep our eyes on the prize. And this is all about moving forward in a really positive space and time with the power of the Chariot. And the Continue card, continue to keep our emotional state of play balanced, keep it well, keep it alive. And I think for all of us, when we come out of this the other side, we're all going to appreciate life in a completely different time, a completely different way. We're not going to take people and things for granted as perhaps we once did. And I think all of us on some level are guilty of that. So it's really starting to sort of allow the earth to heal in her truest form. And she needs sort of a cup that's half full of opportunity to do that, rather than a cup that's half empty. Now, the Witch's Rune then, I'll just pick one of these and sort of see what's coming up for us all. And this will just be like a conclusion rune. So let's see what's going on. Brilliant. Okay, so we've got the rune of the sun here. So the sun is all about amplification of power. If you think it's the nurturer, the sun is like the biggest sort of star in the sky. It's what gives life to everything on physical earth and what gives everything life, you know. So this is about everybody starting to shine that little bit brighter than before. Like I said at the start of this video, this is really the time of the light worker, the healer, the witch, the followers of the old ways. Our magic, the calling of the earth wants our energies now. Okay, now is our time. So this is about all of us taking accountability for things in our everyday physical world, being aware of our carbon footprint, every single thing that's come to be. And this is about all of us shining our light out into the world. Okay, you don't need to be a qualified healer to send healing. All you need is to send unconditional love to everything and to everyone. And that is going to be the way the earth moves forward in a more positive space and time. So all of us now need to play our part. Whether you feel that you are, whether you have a part to play or not is irrelevant. You do. If you're here on earth, if you're alive, if there's air in your lungs, you are needed and your energy is required. So sending out the unconditional love to the world around us is key to overcoming what we're going through. And for me, this is all about light overcoming darkness. And I'm a firm believer in karma. So I do feel that light will always win over darkness. And with the effects of this coronavirus in its physical form and then the undercurrent of what I feel is going on, this I feel is almost like light will actually really pull and sort of release all the darkness, and eventually it will be the undoing of things, but the start of something brand new, something even more powerful and more magical to come. So like I say, stay focused, Don't give your light away to other people. Stand tall and stand proud within it. Okay? Keep celebrating, keep honouring you, keep giving yourself permission to receive that unconditional love, and then allow it to spill over to everything and everybody around you. So I hope that helps. I hope it makes sense, guys. Stay safe, stay well. Thank you for all the love and the continued support through these times. I am still doing online readings. I know a lot of people are still booking those. So if you want any of my services, just go to the website and you can take advantage of those. And I look forward to seeing you all again in the near future. Stay safe, much love and blessings. Bye for now. Mwah.